Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to Al Munir High School e-learning system, class 7. This is your science lecture. Today our topic is about organ systems in human beings, unit number 2. This is title page of your amazing science Oxford book. Unit number 2, organ system in human beings. All our organ systems must work properly. First of all, we will discuss our digestive system. Everything we eat is changed into a liquid inside the body before we can use it. This breaking down of food into liquid is called digestion. Food is digested inside a long tube inside the body. This tube is called the gut or the alimentary canal. The alimentary canal is over 7 meters long. So students, it is very interesting fact about our digestive system. The walls of the gut produce chemicals called digestive enzymes which help in the breakdown of food. So students, here food enters into our mouth, then it passes through the esophagus, then enters into the stomach. Pancreas, liver produces special kind of juices or secretions to digest the food particles. Then it will pass through small intestine and large intestine. So this is our whole digestive system picture. What is the process of digestion? Digestion of food starts in the mouth. Teeth help to grind food into pulp. At the same time, it is mixed with saliva from the salivary glands. Saliva helps to soften the food. Also, it starts to digest the starch in the food into sugar. The tongue helps the food to mix with the saliva and pushes it into the gullet or the food pipe. We also call it the food pipe. From the gullet, the food passes to the stomach. The muscles in the walls of the stomach squeeze and relax, mixing the food with gastric juice and acid made in the stomach. Enzymes in the gastric juice help to digest protein, while the acid helps to kill the germs in the food. From the stomach, the food passes a little at a time into the small intestine. More juices mixed with the food. Pancreatic juice from the pancreas contains a mixture of enzymes which continue to digest the food. Bile and liver breaks up oil droplets to make them easier to digest. Intestinal juice from the lining of the intestine contains enzymes which complete the process of digestion. Digested food is absorbed into the blood through the wall of the small intestine. The small intestine, which is over 6 meters long, has millions of tiny finger-like projections called villi. So students, here we have a picture of a villus. This red part is called the blood capillaries. This green part is called the arteriole. Just it has thin surface layer. Here we have the blood vessels. A villus is about 1 millimeter long. It has a surface layer only 1 cell thick. It allows digested food to pass through it easily. It has a network of blood capillaries which absorb digested food and carry it to the liver. What happens to the undigested food? It passes into the colon or the large intestine where water is absorbed from it, and almost solid waste called feces is stored in the rectum for some time, and then it is passed out of the body through the anus. What is food and health? Eating too much can lead to weight increase or obesity. अगर हम ज़्यादा खाना खाते चले जाएंगे तो हमारा weight भी increase होगा, and it is called the obesity. Eating too much of the wrong kind of food such as fatty, sugary and salty food is especially dangerous, like fast food. Excess animal fat in the diet is dangerous because it leads to the formation of cholesterol. What is cholesterol, students? A fatty substance that can stick to the walls of an artery. The artery becomes narrow, so the flow of blood in it slows down, or the artery can become blocked and thus stop the flow of blood in it. Eating too much sugar can cause tooth decay, उससे आपके दांत भी खराब होते हैं, and also cause obesity, और आपको बहुत मोटा भी कर देती है. Eating too much salt can cause high blood pressure. अगर ज़्यादा salt यूज़ करें तो उससे blood pressure high होता है. which is a major factor in heart disease and strokes. Dietary fiber. Fiber is the brain of cereals and cellulose walls of plant cells, which passes unchanged through the gut because it is not digested. Fiber in a diet is important because it helps avoid obesity by adding indigestible matter to food. This satisfies your appetite but cannot make you fat. It absorbs poisonous wastes from food that is being digested in the gut. High fiber foods have more bulk, which allows gut muscles to grip and move the food along the gut. And also, what is the use of a fiber? Low fiber diets are more likely to cause constipation, heart disease, diabetes and cancer. So we must include the fibrous diet or food in our everyday eating. Disorders of digestive system. Indigestion may be caused if too much gastric juice is produced. This can happen if a person does not eat regularly or eat food too quickly. Indigestion can cause diarrhea. It is the name of a disease which cause indigestion. Tablets or liquids are taken to ease the pain. They help to neutralize the acid. Not eating enough, roughage can cause constipation. Eating fresh fruits and vegetables can help relieve constipation. In severe cases, medicines like laxatives can be given. Stomach ulcer. If acids or enzymes eat into stomach wall, the result is a stomach ulcer. This can be extremely painful. People with ulcers should avoid spicy food. They can be given medicines to protect the stomach pain or lining. People with stomach ulcers are advised to include eggs and milk in their diet. Next, student, after digestive system, we have the respiratory system. Yes, students, we use energy to walk, run, work and digest our food. We use energy for everything that goes on in the body. We obtain energy for all our activities by a process of respiration. So here we have the definition of respiration process. Respiration is the process by which food is broken down or oxidized in the body to release the energy. The body takes in oxygen from the air for respiration. At the same time, it gives out the carbon dioxide produced by the respiration. This exchange of gases take place in the lungs. So here we have the picture of the structure of the lungs, students. This part, yellow part, is called the larynx, voice box. Next, this part is called the trachea. Here we have the two lungs. Inside the lungs we have the bronchus, alveoli and bronchioles. Now look at this structure. The lungs are present in a space in the chest called the thoracic cavity. The voice box or larynx makes sounds used in speaking. The windpipe or trachea is held open by rings or cartilage. Soft bone. The lungs are soft and spongy. So it is about the structure of the lungs. Lungs are soft and spongy. The ribs protect the lungs. Intercostal muscles present between the ribs help bring about breathing movements. When they contract, they pull the rib cage upward and chest increases in volume. When they relax, they lower the rib cage and the chest decreases in volume. The windpipe divides into two tubes called bronchi. The bronchi divide into thousands of narrower tubes called bronchioles, which end in tiny air sacs or alveoli. Alveoli have thin, moist walls so that gases can pass through them easily. They provide a large surface area to give maximum contact with the air. They are in contact with blood capillaries which carry gases to and from the surface. This is where gaseous exchange takes place. Next, we have the structure of a diaphragm, which is a sheet of muscles below the lungs. It helps in the breathing movements. When diaphragm relaxes, it blurs upward and decreases the volume of the chest and vice versa. Now students, here we have this table how air change in the lungs. Oxygen 21%, breathe it in, breathe it out 16%, carbon dioxide 0.004%, breathing in, breathe it in and breathe it out is only 4%. Yes, nitrogen, water vapors. Now we can easily compare respiration and burning process. What are the similarities in both processes? Both release energy from a fuel, both use oxygen and release carbon dioxide. What are the differences? Respiration releases energy more slowly than burning. The rate of respiration can be controlled. Respiration produces only heat, burning produces light as well as heat. What are the respiratory diseases? Smoking causes lung cancer which kills millions of people every year. Cancer is a disease in which the cells start dividing rapidly until they get out of control. Lung cancer can produce a growth so big that it blocks our bronchus, making breathing difficult. Emphysema is a lung condition in which the walls of the alveoli become thin and weak. They eventually break down, leaving large empty spaces in the lungs. This is usually caused by heavy smoking. Bronchitis is inflammation, some kind of infection of the air passages in the lungs. This reduces the ability of the lung to absorb oxygen, and this disease is usually caused by bacteria, but smoking makes this condition worse. Prevention and treatment of respiratory diseases. Yes, the best way to avoid lung infection is to maintain your physical fitness, eat nourishing and balanced meals, and avoid overcrowded and badly ventilated places. Antibiotic medicines can be prescribed by doctors to cure severe infections. Now next students, here we have the exercise of unit number 2. Question answers. Which part of apparatus represents the lungs? The balloons. Oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is given out. In the air sacs, alveoli. In respiration, food is broken down, oxidized in the body to release energy. Therefore, we breathe out more carbon dioxide 4% than what is breathed in 0.04%. Difference between respiration and burning. Respiration releases energy slowly. The rate of respiration can be controlled. Respiration produces only heat. Burning releases energy fast. The rate of burning cannot be controlled. Burning produces light as well as heat. Next we have the exercise work. Name the correct part of the digestive system: teeth, mouth, stomach, pancreas, liver, glands in the intestines. Large intestine, anus, villi. Answer the following questions. Respiration is the process by which food is broken down or oxidized in the body to release energy. Draw the respiratory system and label it as given in your unit number 2. Oxygen, carbon dioxide, alveoli, rib cage. Breathing takes place in living organisms. It releases energy slowly. The rate of respiration can be controlled. It produces only heat. Next we have match the columns. The diaphragm contracts, the intercostal muscles contract, the chest gets larger, air is forced into the lungs, the diaphragm relaxes, the intercostal muscles relax, the chest gets smaller, air is forced out of the lungs. So arrange all these activities in correct sequence. Last, label the parts of the respiratory system. First, larynx, it is also called the voice box. Then we have trachea, then lungs, bronchus, alveoli and bronchioles. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.